Smash Bros. Came out, I was like, oh, cool. But then it came out on 3DS, so I stopped caring immediately. But I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Meister, who's playing Smash Brothers on the 3DS.
Well, you're gonna get beaten pretty hard in Smash Brothers for that comment. Just warning you. So I'm gonna just to make the injury worse. I'm gonna pick like Jigglypuff or someone like that just to add insult to the injury. So
who's the worst character I can pick to be like who's the Dan equivalent of?
I'd probably go with Ganondorf just because he's always been kind of like that in all the games. So it's like.
Yeah, that was my thing. When I played like Super Street Fighter at all, I'd be like, I want Dan. I want to be good with the worst character there. That way, it's just like
it differs from game to game, and then obviously there are just some characters that are good with other people are good with, but I'm just terrible at. So, but we'll get into that later probably as we talk about Smash Brothers. So.
Oh yeah. So hey guys, welcome. Took a week off, had some personal things to take care of. Thank you, Twitter people, for support and all that nonsense. You. Much loved. More. That's how I feel. Hearts all around. We are back. Ryan, we're back.
We're back.
What have you been doing? What is this? Tell me about this Smash guy.
I was gonna say, you mean aside from not playing Smash Brothers, is like just regular normal life? It's been good. Some games came out. I don't know if you want to go through those now or.
Yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care.
Go. Okay. So just to quickly run down the new releases that came out between September 21st to the 28th. We have Frozen Synapse Prime for PSN, Gauntlet for PC, FIFA 15 for PC, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and Vita. So mostly everything. So Stronghold Crusader 2 for PC. Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes on PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U, a bunch of other. It only lists PS4 and PS3 for some reason, but it's on other systems. So Disney Infinity Marvel, go. No Surge, Ode to an Unborn Star for PS3. Arcana Heart 3, Love Max for PS3, Vita. And just so you know, so Love Max is in all caps, and it has about 5 or 6 exclamation points in the title, so just in case you weren't excited enough about it.
Yeah, just talk about that is not search engine friendly. Like, can I say, oh, you only put 2 exclamation points, can't find
you can't find the rest of it. Anyway, there's Defense Grid 2 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Killer Instinct, the Combo Breaker Pack for retail on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Slender the Arrival on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Nope.
Counter-Strike Nexon Zombies for PC, which was the PC mod. Is that you? I don't know. Anyway.
I'm currently on my motorcycle. That's how excited I was. I heard Counter-Strike Zombies, and I was like, let me start this guy up. And
those were the zombies that were trying to get us. So, Castle Storm Definitive Edition for PS4, Wally the PS2 Classic for PS3. That I don't know. I might not be able to pick one better than that. Killer Instinct. Be your friend. Killer Instinct 2 Classic for Xbox One. Killer Instinct Season 2 Ultra Edition for Xbox One. A lot of Killer Instinct this week. Yeah. Invisible Shadow Zone for PSP. There's a new PSP game out.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Weird. Invisibles for PSP. I didn't know there's still Invisibles: The Lost Tribes for PSP. I think those are probably PSN games that are probably out, but it just baffled me that PSP games would still be coming out.
Hey man, it's selling more than the Vita still.
Yeah, I think those are definitely PSN games. But anyway, Resonance of Fate for PS3. It's a PSN. Mario Golf Advanced Tour for the Wii U Virtual Console. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter for PC. Raiden 3 Digital Edition for PC. Hyrule Warriors for Wii U. And yeah, that's it. Those are the big ones. So
I'm gonna go with, just because I'm hearing really good things about it, I'm gonna go with Hyrule Warriors, because I'm a closet Dynasty Warriors fan, so I'm a sucker where it's like Gundam Warriors. I'm like, oh, this Dynasty Warriors and Gundams? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So Hyrule Warriors, I'm actually hearing really good things about it. We have a review up, or it's going up.
Kevin is writing a review of it. Probably Friday, I'm assuming, is the embargo. So
spoilers, it's probably good.
Yeah,
I didn't break. I mean, can I technically break embargo if I didn't write a review for it and just like, yeah, it's probably good. Yeah, I'm hearing good things about it.
I mean, I played the demos at E3, and then I also played it again at a Nintendo event a couple weeks, like a month or two back. And it was fun. I mean, like for me, I never played Dynasty Warriors game before,
Mhm.
so it was kind of an interesting experience just to be like, oh, this is very different from typical Zelda. Because from what I hear, is pretty much it's a. I mean, again, like I haven't played Dynasty Warriors, but it's pretty much a Dynasty Warrior games with like where you collect rupees, and that's basically as much Zelda as it gets. So
Sure.
it's mostly Dynasty Warriors, but it's got those little Zelda touches. So like collecting rupees, and then you can obviously play as all the different Zelda characters and things like that, which is cool. So getting to play as Zelda and kicking ass is pretty awesome. So because the demo I had only had Link and Zelda, so I didn't get to try out the other characters. But
Not
um,
bad.
yeah. Anyway, for me, my pick of the week, I actually would probably go with Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes, just
I was
because
thinking
like
that too.
my wallet is like my wallet says no, but my heart says yes, pretty much on that game because like I keep seeing it, and I'm so tempted to play it because it looks
Yeah, and then I
awesome.
want all the fucking toys to put on the pack, but
Yeah.
it's like I think it's like
But
$80 for the starter pack with the launch
the
pad and
the
all this
starter
nonsense.
pack is like 75, and then all the individual action figures are like 13. So if you feel like spending like
Yeah.
$400 this holiday, then
Yes, like that. They know what they're doing with that, and
yeah,
that's just that just makes them so much money. It's unbelievable,
yeah,
and Nintendo's just starting to do that now with their little amoeba thing and amoeba,
yeah,
and it's just like Mario. I mean, Nintendo, what took you so long to put this together and
yeah,
just this was yours. You knew it. You had it.
yeah.
Your gamepad had a thing where you can put stuff on it already. What? Oh.
Yeah, well, that was a thing too, because they announced this week too that GameStop is going to be taking trade-ins for old like Disney Infinity and Marvel and Skylanders and all those action figures. So if you have any like for stuff you don't play anymore, you can trade them in toward Disney Infinity. As I say, it's like perfect timing. So
Trading your old toys for more toys, and I was like, yes! Like,
yeah,
this is when I worked at GameStop, it was called the Circle of Life, where you just say, you buy something brand new with a pre-order, then they play it, then they trade it in, get store credit that they can use to pre-order, and then get something else new, and it made a
yep.
circle, and I was like, this is amazing.
So that
Who needs
copy of
formula
Madden.
work?
That copy of Madden that they trade in a year later for like $1, it's totally worth it. So it's like,
Listen, the system's not perfect, Ryan. All right.
yep.
All right. The Smash Brothers, go. Tell me. What do you go, Ryan. Smash Brothers.
Yeah, so I have been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. I'm doing the review. So obviously there's a couple things I can't really talk about, like certain characters and stages and whatnot, but to give, I know, it's heartbreaking,
What?
Well, like they don't want to spoil that Master Chief is in the game. Oops, sorry. It's like, but anyway, yeah, I've been playing. So this is Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, which is one of the two new games coming out this year. So there's the 3DS version and the Wii U version, which is coming out later this year. And then the 3DS version comes out next week. But anyway, yeah, it's very Smash Brothers. So in case you haven't played a Smash Brothers game, obviously it collects a lot of different Nintendo characters together, and you're trying to beat the crap out of each other and then knock them off the stage. So this time around, they've added a lot of new characters. So they've added some of my favorites, like Greninja and Little Mac, are really awesome. They've added Pac-Man and Mega Man are probably like the two biggest ones in there, and they're both really awesome. They're both
Is
really
it
fun.
Mega Man or is it Mega Man X? Which generation of Mega Man are we looking at? It's just
It's based on like original Mega Man.
okay.
So
So just a
even the
little
way,
blue boy.
even yeah, the little blue boy is pretty much his. Yeah, and yeah, but it's based on like the original Mega Man. So even the way he jumps, like that goofy jump he would do, where he would like jump up in the air with his whole body, he does that in the game. So it's very based on. But actually, in his final Smash, if you haven't seen already, yeah, his final Smash is all the different versions of Mega Man, and they all fire a giant laser out of their. It's pretty like it is probably out of any final Smash I've seen, is probably the one that's like one of the coolest. Aside from Pac-Man's, Pac-Man's is cool too because he basically turns into the giant 2D Pac-Man, and you control him, and he goes around and chomps on characters. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, the 3DS version is really fun so far. I've been waiting for a portable Smash Brothers for the longest time because obviously like. I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan, and Smash Brothers just fits so well on a 3D on portable.
How's it handling your little joystick there? I've seen pictures on Twitter of people like, this is what Smash Brothers did to my 3DS joystick, and the joystick's in pieces, and it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was one of my concerns going into the game was, oh god, I might destroy my 3DS. I have a 3DS XL, but so far it's been good. I think the thing is, as long as you don't like throw it across the room or do anything crazy with it, then you're fine. Or like try and like rip your joystick out from your console. So, but it's been good so far. Yeah, and then the controls are it handles really well too. Like I know when I first played the demo a couple times, I was having a little bit of a tough time getting used to the controls. But after I played a couple of rounds, I kind of got used to it. Just because it does feel a little different than using like the game. I've been using the GameCube controller for the last like 10 years, so. It's been a little bit of an adjustment, but it handles really well. It looks really good too, especially because it's running at 60 frames per second, and it's really really smooth.
Have you used any of the 3D on it yet, or do you just kind of opt out of it?
I have not, just because mostly the problem is like with my 3DS, I'm mostly playing it on the bus when I'm coming to and from work. So 3D does not work well on the bus because you're trying to hold it like this, and it doesn't really work. So I haven't tried 3D yet, but yeah, other than that, the game's been good, really good. I think the only really concern I have for it is that because it's on a 3DS, because it's on a smaller screen, it can be kind of hard to follow sometimes, like what's happening on the screen. Even though I think they've done a lot to kind of counter that, like with the 3DS, like with like the characters have little outlines and things like that, so that way you can see them a little easier on the screen, so they stand out more.
And it's still four dudes, right? Still four guys just kind of going at it there.
Yep. Yeah, it's still 1 to 4. Really, the gameplay hasn't really changed that much, other than they've done a couple like little tweaks here and there. But anyway, just back to the screen thing really quick. Even though a lot of the stages are kind of smaller compared to how they've been in previous Smash Brothers games, where they have really big ones, most of the 3DS ones are a little bit smaller, so that helps. But it's still kind of tough sometimes, like when the camera pulls back really far, keeping track of like where your dude is, just because Smash Brothers gets so crazy that it's just easy to get lost in like that. But other than that, yeah, they this one's interesting because it's kind of a mix. But I don't know, like if you have how much Smash Brothers you played at all.
I go back to GameCube days, so yeah. I've not. I'm not any. I'm not in on it. I'm late to this party.
Yeah, but pretty much like the way that the characters move and the gameplay has kind of changed over the course of the games. Like the original one was very floaty because it was an N64 game, so. But Melee was very, very quick and became really popular with like competitive with esports and stuff like that because it was very fast moving. And then Brawl kind of changed it and made it a little more casual, so it was a little floatier, a little slower than Melee.
Stab capsules, fuck everything up.
Yeah. But this one actually, it's kind of a mix between Melee and Brawl, so it's faster paced than Brawl, but not quite as quick as Melee, so it's kind of a nice middle ground sort of. So it definitely moves a lot faster, and just the gameplay pace is picked up a little bit. But
who's Shulk?
Shulk is one of the new characters. So I'll go into that. Some of the new characters. So Shulk.
I pulled out a list here from the Nintendo site to have like everyone they've announced so far. I don't know who's missing from this list.
But again, some of those characters I can't talk about, but Shulk I can. So but Shulk is from Xenoblade Chronicles, which was a Wii RPG that came out about 2010, I believe.
So a game no one played. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it has more of a cult following, but he's really fun to play as. Shulk is definitely one of the thing I think with this game, and Shulk is kind of an example of that, is that they added. They have a lot of characters with like very different play styles than we've seen in a lot of the other Smash Brothers, like just the way that they play. So for Shulk, for example, he's different than like Link and Marth and a lot of the Sword characters because he can change his stats. Like he has an ability where he could change, so he can make his jumps higher, or he can make his smash attack stronger, or he can increase his speed. So he has a lot of different things he can do there. And then another one that I really liked is Little Mac from the Punch-Out games.
Yes, I've seen those commercials, and it's like
he's a little beast.
Making it fun to play. Like I want to play that game because of Little Mac.
Yeah. Little Mac is extremely fun just because like with him, like he's got an interesting mix of like speed and power, where he's really strong and he's really fast, but like he's basically he can only stay on the ground because all of his air attacks suck and he has really bad recovery. So if he goes in the air at all, he's basically screwed. So you really have to keep him like on the ground playing. But I've been really enjoying him because again he's an interesting mix of like being really quick but also being really strong. But basically, like if you like playing in the air and doing more air combat, then he's not the character you're gonna like because he's not suited towards that at all. And if you get knocked off the stage as him, it's gonna be really tough to get back on because his recovery sucks. So.
What's the balance like? I mean, is there any one or two characters that are just like as soon as they show up, you just kind of like roll your eyes like, oh, this match is over?
I don't think that's the case so far. I mean, again, like
the villager break the game.
No, I wish. Actually, the villager, like I've been playing around with him a little bit, but again, he has a lot of his attacks are really he oddly kind of reminds me of Snake a little bit in Brawl, like just the
Mhm.
a lot of his attacks work and stuff. It's just he has very odd like attacks, just because he's not like Marth or whatever with a sword or whatever. He's got like a net and he can plant a tree and then chop it down and smash people with it. So he's got some really nuts attacks. And my favorite is his bowling ball, which is one of his smash attacks, where he just literally drops a bowling ball on characters, which is great. Um, but anyway, in terms of the balance, it feels pretty good. Like, there's not really. I think the thing with Brawl was there were a couple characters that were like if you knew how to use them, were very powerful. Like Meta Knight, especially, was like one that a lot of people were complaining about because he tended to win a lot of matches, and I think he was the top tier character in Brawl. But so far there haven't really been any characters I've noticed that have been like super overpowered. I think Little Mac is a little strong, but that's
Mm.
by his nature because because again he has a very specific play style in order to play him. So he has a lot of strong attacks, but again if you knock him out of the ring, he's pretty easy to knock out because he has a hard time recovering. But the character balance is good. A lot of the characters haven't really changed too much from Brawl. Like a lot of the older characters, like Mario and Link and Pikachu, a lot of those veteran characters haven't really changed that much. But a couple of the characters, I think, from the last game, there were a couple that have had kind of small tweaks. Like Meta Knight's had a lot of tweaks to make him, they've not nerf him, but just to change how some of his attacks work. Um, and then the others, like Pit in Brawl, he's also had a lot of changes, so he plays very differently from how he played in Brawl. And then there were also a lot of mechanics they took out from Brawl, like tripping, which is one of the best things that I'm glad that they took out because that was just annoying. It was basically in Brawl where if you didn't play it, but where your characters could randomly trip at some point, which kind of took the competitive edge out of it because it was just random, so it could happen
Mm.
at any time without any notice.
Remember when they added tripping in Resident Evil 6, where your guy can stumble over the zombies? And when that
Yeah,
first happened to me, I'm like, this game is bullshit.
yeah,
Like, my guy's supposed to be a trained Secret Service man, and
and he trips
Chris, that
over
big
a
meathead, is tripping over things he's killed a million times before, and now
I
he's
mean,
falling all the place. I'm like, oh.
you're also talking about a game series where Chris was able to punch a boulder, so I don't really say I can believe Resident Evil that much.
Beneath the Kiefer would endure. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and then they did a couple other changes, like they took out gliding, so characters that could glide before can't do it anymore. But it's all stuff that kind of makes the game better and not give it more of that competitive edge. And then like a lot of characters that could transform, like Sheik and Zelda, now they're separate characters, so you can't transform. So it actually gives them an extra move now, which is kind of cool.
Any
And then,
omissions in the game that you were like, I kind of wish they added this that you don't see in the game so far, or is this,
um,
as this Smash fan, is this kind of like what you wanted more or less?
I think out of a portable Smash, definitely, like, because it's not like it doesn't feel like they left things again, like it's hard to compare because the Wii U version's not out yet.
Mm.
And there's stuff that in the because the characters between the two versions are going to be the same, but the stages will be slightly different. So there'll be some stages that are exclusive to this version, some that are exclusive to the Wii U version. And then there's some other things in the 3DS version not there. But other than that, like it feels like a complete Smash game. It's pretty much what I've wanted out of. Because again, like I've wanted a portable Smash Brothers for a long time, and this is scratching that itch very very well. Just because it plays perfectly, and from what I played like of the Wii U version, it plays pretty much almost exactly the same. I know there were some characters that were cut that I kind of missed, like the Ice Climbers were one that they got cut from
But you
here.
got Sonic now, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we had Sonic from Brawl, so but yeah, I know they had to cut them because there were issues the 3DS couldn't handle. I guess running those two characters at the same time, which kind of sucks. But the only other thing I feel like is that in Brawl they had the Subspace Emissary, and Melee they had the Adventure mode, so they had these kind of longer, like story missions, but like single player modes that were a bit longer and
Like
more
a
kind of
challenge mode,
involved.
almost just like here's a bunch of random dumb mission stuff you can do.
Yeah, and there was something similar to that in Melee, where like the event missions, where you could do like different. It was basically like there were different matches where it was like, hey, fight 3 giant Bowsers or like crazy stuff. They don't really have too much of that here. Which is, I mean, Subspace Emissary, which is the adventure mode in Brawl, like a lot of people kind of criticize for being kind of boring and stuff like that, but there's really not anything like that in this. There's no big like adventure mode or like single player, like even the classic mode where you just fight random characters has been changed a little bit, and I mean, what's there is good, but it does feel like it's missing something from that.
Do
But
you
other
feel
than
like it
this,
was
it's like
maybe a rushed version of the game? Just it's like, listen, we got most of the game done. Let's just get this out on 3DS to have before they
no,
burn down the building.
no, I don't think so. It doesn't feel rushed at all because obviously, like Sakurai is not a person to rush a game and to like he takes his time with the games. Especially, I mean, considering Brawl came out in 2008, so this is 6 years, so they've had plenty of time to work on this.
Really?
So I think
Wow.
yeah, Brawl came out. No, yeah, because again, like even between Melee and Brawl was like 7 years, and this is 6 years, so it's been a
Good
long time.
lord.
So
So it's been
um,
what, almost a decade since I've played a Smash game.
probably yeah.
Holy
So
crap.
what was the last one you played?
The GameCube one.
Melee, so that's
Yeah.
over. That was 2001, so you're talking
Holy
13, 13
crap.
years, yeah. um, but anyway, no, I think the focus on this is more like shorter kind of 5-minute experiences. One of the big things in this that's exclusive to the 3DS version is a mode called Smash Run, where basically it's a timed like 5 to 10 minute. You go in, you pick a character, you get 5 minutes, and you go around in basically this adventure style mode where like you get a level that's filled with enemies, and you're trying to kill as many enemies as you can to get power ups. And you're trying to do that, kill as many and get as many power ups as you can within the 5 minutes, and that basically leads into a final battle against 3 other characters. And whatever power ups you get, so it's like speed, attack, defense, all that stuff. Then you fight them with those bonuses. So basically, you're all basically trying to level up as much as you can and power up as much as you can before you get to this final battle. And then when you win, you get all these different rewards, so you can get customizable parts for your characters. You can get hats and costumes and stuff like that. So you basically get prizes depending on how well you do. Is pretty much how it works. And it's a fun little mode. It's definitely again it's only like 5 to 10 minutes long, so it's kind of meant for short. Like okay, I'll play 1 or 2 matches before I get off my bus or something like that. So. But
So
yeah.
as a pro Smash player, does this feel good? Is this after waiting all this time, you have your Smash? Are you wincing? Are you like or you're like yeah, all right? I mean, are you looking forward to playing Smash whenever you're not doing important things?
Pretty much, yeah. I was gonna say, as soon as we're done here, I'll probably play some more. So definitely, it fits really well in the 3DS, obviously, because it is, it's a different kind of experience, I think, because like usually Smash Brothers on like consoles, you have friends gathered around the TV and you're kind of watching all this crazy shit, happen on the screen. So I think it loses a little bit of that because it's on a 3DS as opposed to a big TV. But I think this works really well because it keeps all the stuff that makes Smash Brothers awesome, but it shrinks it down and makes it work on a portable experience. And I
How's
think
the multiplayer work?
good so far.
Online, or is it like a local like if there's a guys there, bam, and you guys challenge each other? Or
Yeah, it has both, so you could do either local multiplayer, which I haven't had the chance yet, again, because it's a review copy, so there's really not many other people out there with them locally that I know. But I have played some online. I actually played some online with our staff writer Kevin Sanchez, who he has the Japanese copy of the game. So we played some of that, and it worked really well. And that was I think the online was one of the big things I was worried about because the online in Brawl was horrendous, and it was just really laggy and all that. And I'm glad to say that this actually is playable, which is good. There was a little bit of some delay between between what was happening, but very very slight, not nearly as bad as Brawl was, because it has actual working online multiplayer, which is great. But yeah, the online works and everything. Just trying to think if there's anything else I haven't mentioned. So one of the other things that I have been enjoying is they added the Mii fighters as characters in this, so you can make your own Miis. You can make your Miis and have them. You can import them into the game, and you can have them fight each other. And there's 3 different like classes of Mii characters you can create. You can create a brawler, a sword fighter, or a gunner. So obviously one is focused more on hand-to-hand, another is long like sword combat, and then the other is like long range like gun combat. So to test this out, I made a Mii battle between our senior editors. So I had Yaris, Al, Joel, and Giuseppe fight it out. I played as Giuseppe, so obviously Giuseppe came out as the victor on top of that. But it was very fun. It was good. It was a good time just trying all the different. Again, the Miis are very customizable, so you can change like some of their attacks and what they do and all that, and then also the different like classes of Mii fighters you can make.
Yeah, I'm waiting for another game like XCOM where I can just make staff members and just see who survives.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun too because I've been like using a lot of the Mii's that I had on my 3DS. So I had like Chewbacca fight Jesus, and it was pretty awesome. So it was pretty
Fun.
epic. So that's like one of the I think that's one of the that's one of the things I'm going to be looking forward to in the game is also just making Mii's and having them fight. Yeah.
So who wins between a fight between Jesus and Chewbacca?
I was playing as Jesus, so Jesus won, but it's a pretty close. It was a pretty close match. So you know.
So you're saying that Chewbacca is Jesus-like?
Yeah, I'd say he's in the same league, same tier,
Okay.
same.
Same tier of character, Jesus, Chewbacca.
Yeah, just like if Jesus is here, Chewbacca's like there. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Me and Smash Brothers. The embargo's up Friday, so my review will be up by then. So
Jesus is Meta Knight, is what you're saying.
yes, Jesus is Meta Knight.
Well, so there you go. Embargo. So you haven't told us if you like it, and I think that's what you. We haven't said it, so we haven't broken embargo because you didn't say if you loved it or hated it. You just told us about the game, which I appreciate. So I'm sure
Yeah.
Nintendo will mind because they don't use the internet, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, we'll
Listen,
see.
they just got around to streaming stuff. They're not watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have I been doing? I'm playing some D motherfucking 4, man. Dark Dreams Don't Die. I've become obsessed with this game over the weekend. They did like a stealth release where it was Thursday, and an announcement came out. It's like, hey, D4 is coming out tomorrow, which is a Friday, which normally Xbox One games don't come out on Fridays.
Yeah.
Microsoft, anything don't come out on Friday. And they were just, yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. And then we were like, whoa, with like little to no fanfare. So the immediate reaction was, oh, this game's going to be a hot fucking mess. If not even Microsoft. Microsoft just said one little tiny press release saying, oh, yeah, by the way, it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, managed to get a review copy. Been playing it since Thursday, and I really like how fucking weird this game is. It's a, if you haven't seen it, this was the game you saw a lot when the Xbox One was first announced as like, here's an Xbox exclusive by a Japanese developer, you know, the guy who made Deadly Premonition, that super hit game that everyone played, ... I actually really like Deadly Premonition as like, kind of like from like an academic kind of side of things, where it's like, I need to see how weird this game could get, and it gets fucking weird. D4 is no different. It's kind of a mix of like mist and like heavy rain, where you go into an environment, you can move around in 360 degrees with your character and like pick stuff out. But I'm working on the review now, so read the review next couple of days that comes out. But you play a guy named David Young, who is a former detective from the Boston PD, and you know this because he talks like this, and then halfway through the game he loses his accent, and then it comes back, and then it loses the accent again. So I don't know, maybe that's part of his power. But his wife gets murdered, and then he has the ability. You follow me so far, Ryan? He has the ability to travel back in time by taking mementos into his bathroom, which will let him dive into the past. Follow me
Okay.
so far.
I guess that works. So
Follow me so far. Yes. So it's a time travel game, and I was like, fuck yeah! I had no idea. And it is weird in like the best kind of way, because it feels like it's a Japanese guy looking at American culture and just not quite getting it to the point where it's comical.
So on a scale of a gaming scale of weird, from like Tim Schafer to like Suda51, like where does this fall?
Oh, it's supposed to be like a Suda 51, because the guys is right. They literally have one of these side plots is your ex-partner is hangs out in your apartment to like do police stuff, and he's there. And one of the side plots is he's fighting with his wife over clam chowder, and you're trying to give him marital advice. And the thing goes, what are you guys fighting about? Oh, the usual. Sports rivalries? She is from New York, huh? And I'm like, oh. He goes, no, this is bigger than that. What's bigger than sports rivalry? Clam chowder. You guys had a fight about clam chowder? Yeah, she was telling me that New York clam chowder is a lot better than Boston clam chowder. I've been here for 30 years. How could she take some? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is an actual conversation that's happening in front of me. And it is amazing. And then the guy takes 5 pizza slices and eats them all in one go. And you also, in your apartment, you get attacked by a lady who thinks she's a cat. Or I think she maybe is a cat, but we see her as a human because maybe I took a blow to the head or something, because she acts like a cat and never says any actual words. but she throws things at me, she hisses, she jumps on furniture, but it's a full-grown woman in a like cat suit who sells me clothes in my apartment, which I can do for cash. It is weird. It's a Kinect motion game of all things, so you walk around.
God.
It's a lot of like, you interact with the environment by waving your hand around and squeezing to grab it, and it's a bunch of QuickTime events. So as you're doing investigation nonsense in the past, it's a 3-episode DLC. So you get season 1, which is a prologue, episode 1, and episode 2, which takes place on an airplane. You time dive back into an airplane because you're looking for a courier of this drug called real blood, which may be linked to your wife's murder. Ryan, real blood. And they say it a lot in there, and it's all weird. And I can't tell if it's just bad voice acting or bad writing, but I was laughing hysterically playing this game because it wasn't offensively bad. It was like so bad it's funny and kind of good because the Kinect controls actually work, which is weird because I haven't said that in a very long time.
Yeah.
Just because it knows kind of its own limits. So like hand swiping like that, yeah, the Kinect can do hand waves. That's not a big deal, But then they'll make you do like weird interactions, like you have a megaphone, shout really loud to give the guy a headache. So you shout really loud, or throw a punch, or I had an issue where I was fighting the cat lady and I had to like push her and then pull her by the hair and slam her on the table just to calm her down, and it didn't quite recognize my pull, so I'm just there going like this. And nothing happened. And meanwhile, she's making cat noises. I'm making weird noises at her, and it was just I got to this like weird place playing this game, and I'm like, where at? Like what time tunnel did I fall through that I'm playing this game?
Yeah.
It's super weird. Ryan, I swung a leg of a mannequin to hit a baseball into a guy's face on an airplane that got hit by lightning. I did this.
Sounds legit. So I was like, I miss those little like weird games like that, like even like the WarioWare and like Rhythm Heaven and stuff like that, like just those weird little games that do like really creative and fun things.
But it's not a weird little game. It's it's like a Walking Dead type adventure game where you're going in, you're trying to piece together the story, and this story's so weird, but never goes like completely off the rails where it's just kind of like, all right, I've lost track of what's going on. They always do a good job. It's like, I need to go in the past and find my dead wife's killer or something. You're looking for a person named D. So a lot of the game, he's just looking for D. And I couldn't stop giggling because I'm like, he's looking for the D.
He's looking for D?
Yeah, because I'm immature. And so, he's there in that accent because I'm looking for D. Could he be D? Are you D? I'm like, oh, this is so dumb. And it was a lot of fun. It kind of surprised me. Because, like I said, I haven't heard anything about this game until it was released, and then I was expecting a hot mess, and I was like, oh, it's a Kinect game, so I was expecting to do this, and just like, oh, nothing's happening, but the Kinect, it works. I was more surprised by that, and the game itself is so weird, and like weird in a sense, like one of the activities you can do, you can just go and like clean your apartment, so you can just go into your bedroom and like clean the mirror, dust the floor, just kind of set things up. Or you can go on your coffee table and break fortune cookies and get fortunes, or like just drink coffee and build up your stamina, read, change the you just kind of hang out. And I was like, this is so weird. And then it has a leaderboard that like counts like the number of calories you've eaten. I didn't realize I can buy clothes until I beat it, so I was walking around this like cool little red outfit with a tie, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all detecting, yeah. But yeah, D4, it kind of surprised me, and like it reminded me a lot of like a weird Dreamcast game, like an Illbleed or something, where it's just like you don't think it's a game. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, this is odd, but it was like a good kind of odd where you just don't see. It was something that I think the Xbox One really needed right now, just because it's something quirky, and I know a lot of people are kind of talking about it and more like surprised than like, what the hell is this? But I can like even. I think people should go play it just as a curiosity. It has issues. I mean, the dialogue, every conversation lasts about 4 or 5 minutes too long. Where like if you get someone and it's like, and I mentioned that in my review, where it's like like talking to a crazy person is kind of great for a little while, but then once you're kind of stuck there for a few minutes, you kind of just want to like run away and get an adult. But like there's one character, this giant guy who talks really slow. And the only problem with him is that he gives you important plot points. And once you get that important plot point, he just kind of goes on a tangent about something else that's unrelated to anything that you're doing.
Right.
But it's kind of weird. But like you're kind of sitting there, and I'm kind of into this. It's very Twin Peaksian in that sense, where you just like they just throw odd characters at you with just like they seem like they have these really well developed backstories, even though they're all just kind of crazy people.
Yeah.
And yeah, the game is just like if it seems like Swery's fever dream of just crazy of what they think people in Boston are like, and just it's amazing. I got to push an owl. There was an owl, and I fucking shoved it. And you can shove anything in the game, so I just shoved the owl, and the owl got like lost its mind. Yeah, it's super weird, and yeah, you probably should check out D4. It's kind of neat. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that review. Let's do some news. We were out a while, so let's talk about that big one that happened last week first, and then we'll go into like Tokyo Game Show stuff. Are you a Minecraftian, Ryan? Do you Minecraft?
I've played a little bit of it. It's not really my thing. I'm not really. I guess maybe I just lack creativity, but I'm not really big on like those kind of games where it's like, here's a game where you just build shit, and it's basically just like, okay, here's a bunch of stuff, make something, and that's.
Yeah,
like,
I'd rather be told what to do. It's like, hey, build a house. I'm like, all right, I can do it. Like, no, do whatever you want. I was like, no.
Yeah,
I need instructions. Just give me a direction. Just no.
I have a lot of friends that are really, really into Minecraft though, so I mostly just kind of watch them play and watch them like see as they're building and stuff like that. But I'm not really big into Minecraft. But obviously I know it's obviously this is really big news, and it definitely means a lot especially for the amount of money they paid for it, which was
$2.5 billion Microsoft paid to Mojang Studios for the acquisition of Minecraft.
Yep.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yep.
I mean, it was so much money, but the Minecraft property is so hot that Microsoft's like, oh yeah, we can turn this around in 2 years.
Yeah, especially
That's how profitable Minecraft is.
Yeah. Yeah, but also I think the thing is like, because I saw a lot of people being like, oh, they're gonna ruin Minecraft and blah blah blah, but I think the thing is that especially with the demographic that they're targeting with Minecraft, which is the majority is kids, and they're getting a huge a generation of gamers that are gonna grow up, that have grown up already with this game, and that will continue to grow up with it or move on to something else that could be similar to it or whatever. So obviously it's a really big. It's like a Pokemon effect sort of thing where once they've gotten these kids that are young or have grown up in this game, then they can just continue to modify or re-release or do whatever they can to continue or something. I mean Minecraft is something that is very community driven, so they can continue doing that, but. Obviously,
I don't see them making like a Minecraft 2 or like a Minecraft Extreme. I think this was just like, this is a hot property we should own.
Yeah, Minecraft.
That's why they paid so much money for it.
Minecraft, I feel like, is more of a platform. Because it is, because obviously Minecraft's on like pretty much everything at this point. So like, if we don't see Minecraft on toasters by the end of like next year, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, that's the strange thing. People keep buying Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like, whatever platform it's on, it will sell 20 million copies,
right?
Which is so weird. But like I said, it's not for like I some people are like, oh, isn't Minecraft kind of over? I'm like, yeah, for people like us, when it was like in the press, and we're like, oh, when it was like a curiosity, it's over for us. But like you said, it's a younger generation of gamers where this is the only game. This is the only game they play.
Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of kids that this is like they're obsessed. Even my cousins play this all the time. And they're like 7 or 8, and this is like all they play. Pretty much is just this game. So,
and you can imagine the tons of money they make just through like say DLC alone on the consoles. Where it's like, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy just came out. Here's a couple of Minecraft skins for $4, and there you go. You just sold 1 million of those, and yeah, it's going to make money hand over fist. Because remember, this is merchandising rights too. So Minecraft birthday parties, Minecraft piñatas. Oh man, would a Minecraft piñata be awesome? I thought about that.
Yeah.
And then you get a little pickaxe to like break it.
Yep. Or you get the creeper piñata, so it just explodes on you when you break it. So
yes, like it's all candy and it's all Minecraft themed candy. Like I think the level at like some children really love Minecraft is just insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's going to do well. Minecraft Halloween costumes, Minecraft. There'll probably be maybe a Minecraft cartoon or TV show or some nonsense like that.
Last summer I was teaching some I was doing some game design classes and stuff like that, and mostly it was younger kids. It was like kids like mostly like 10 and under around then, and we would show them like Link or Pikachu, and they'd be like, yeah, whatever. But then you'd show then all they talk about would be you'd show Minecraft, and that's all they'd be talking about. They talk about like Steve and the creepers and like all this stuff. So it's like just because like especially with this generation, like this younger generation, like Minecraft is such a huge part of it. So.
How long before Steve shows up in Super Smash?
Ooh, I don't know. He has Minecraft does not come to Nintendo consoles yet, so I don't know if it'll happen. So, and there's no
Go
Wii U
figure.
version.
Minecraft, a kid-friendly game, is not on any Nintendo console.
Yeah, hasn't
Nintendo.
never happened. So,
That's a shame.
yep.
Damn, that's a lot of goddamn money. And then Notch kind of wrote this really cool letter saying like, "Hey, I'm kind of done. I got my money. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just ride into the sunset and do whatever I
Yeah,
want."
it was not. I think it was the other original founders too of Mojang left as well. So
Yeah, good for
it's
them.
pretty much. Yeah, I think at this point, not just like the financially and like kind of commercially and critically and all that, but I think Notch was for a while. I think was just kind of looking to do something else.
Yeah.
So I think now's the perfect time to do it. So
It's good to hand it over to someone. It's just like, and it's just, hey, Microsoft, here, just don't destroy it, or I don't even care. I'll take my $2.5 billion and just leave. But that's good. It just kind of says like, I don't have to deal with this anymore, like because it was probably a monster alone with just updates and keeping everything cool, and they did the adventure, they did the adventure modes and all that nonsense. So yeah, I mean, I have no desire to play Minecraft. I don't think I ever had. But I'm a sucker for like procedurally generated worlds, so it was like that would be perfect. So yeah, good job. I think it was a good acquisition. I mean, we talk about like dumb acquisitions, like when Microsoft bought Nokia, that was a dumb one.
yeah,
Like, that was fairly dumb, I'd say. But no, this was a good move. So good on you, Microsoft. You didn't fuck this one up. Weird.
not yet, not
Yeah,
yet.
not yet. I mean, all Microsoft has to do is literally nothing. They can just sit on this, and it just makes money on its own, which is amazing.
Yeah.
As long as they just keep supporting it and keep selling me Guardians of the Galaxy DLC on Minecraft, that's fine. Like I'm a sucker for that kind of nonsense. So,
Yeah.
oh man, and yeah, apparently there was a Tokyo Game Show, a big game show.
Yes,
It's funny
that
when you see
are
the word Tokyo Game Show because I think it's like a TV game show. Like, oh yeah, Tokyo's Game Show. Like that's awesome, but
yeah.
no, it's none like that.
Nope, and our own Giuseppe Nelva went there,
Yes,
attending the
our
event. So.
intrepid Japanese-speaking Italian fellow news editor guy went there. There's a great video of an hour-long video, I think, of him walking.
It's over that. It's like 100 minutes, so it's a pretty lengthy tour. So yeah, just if you haven't seen it, it's on the site. I think it went up today. And Giuseppe went around with his camera, giving just a tour of the Tokyo Game Show floor. Yeah, and just went through and kind of explained a lot of things, which is cool. Just because I've yet to go to Japan or to TGS or anything like that, so it's cool just to get to see it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking through the video right now. But yeah, it's a huge show. There's no one on that EA Battlefield line.
Yeah, and that is the funny thing is like when you think of these games like Battlefield and like all these the very popular things here that get a lot of attention. Like I remember when I went to EA's press conference and they did that whole thing where like they showed the demo units right there after the conference was over that you could go and play. People were just charging to go and play those games, and yet I'm sure at Japan it was probably like, oh, whatever. So.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it was that one year when I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare like 3 or 4 came out, and they went to the Tokyo Game Show, and it was like, yeah, no one was in line. Yet the Monster Hunter line was like on a 6-hour wait. Like they had to cut people off. Be like, no, look, you just won't play it at this moment. It's just sorry. But yeah, what's some new stuff that came out of there? Bloodborne is gonna have multiplayer.
Yeah, it's pretty
There's
cool.
going to be an alpha test date, so I would hope the multiplayer is going to be a lot like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, where it's just kind of like technically not multiplayer, just people can jump in and like fuck with you, or you can jump in and help people. Like that's kind of neat. They announced an alpha, which is dated for October 1st, 3rd, and 5th.
I believe they also
you need to have a Japanese account though, but hey, they're easy to make.
I believe they also announced the release date too, which is February. It's going to be out February 6th in the U.S., which is pretty cool. So it's not that far away. It's only a couple months at this point. But I'm actually that's like interesting. I don't have a PS4 yet. I'm hopefully going to get one probably by the holidays. But that's honestly, I think I've yet to play like Demon Souls and Dark Souls and all those. But Bloodborne, I'm really looking forward to. It looks really cool. I think that's like one of the big titles I'm gonna be looking forward to next year, like or at least early. Because hopefully, if I get a PS4 by the holiday, then at least that's something I can look forward to playing, like by the beginning of next year. So.
Yeah, I mean, even next year's looking to be like a really strong release schedule. So.
Yeah.
There'll definitely be games to play. Like I'm telling people now that have held off on buying console or the next gen consoles, like you can probably wait till the holidays. You gotta probably wait till next year even, because that's. January, February, March is when all the good stuff is going to come out, or you're going to have like a nice library of games to actually play. Because you just have a couple $400 in the system. You want games to play on it.
Yeah, I think this holiday is not going to be like a great one for PS4 just because there's not a lot of exclusive stuff. It's mostly going to be a lot of third-party stuff coming. I think that's where Xbox One definitely I think has the upper hand. Where this holiday is going to be a ton of stuff coming out for it. So
I mean, and that's kind of what the Xbox needs. So
yeah, yeah. But PS4 I think will do better in the long run next year with like a more steady kind of like schedule, like Bloodborne coming early next year, and then hopefully Uncharted by the end of next year. But we'll see. So
but yeah, and what else? What other big news? I mean, there's a ton of stuff there. So make sure you check the site for goodies. But Ryan, I'm going to show you a picture of maybe the biggest news at the Tokyo Game Show.
oh really?
Yes, just hot exclusive.
Emphasis on hot.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Ryan,
waiting for it.
that is a wolf puppy.
Oh my God, that's also a robot. That's a robot hand holding the puppy too.
That is a robot hand. Yeah, I guess it's Metal Gear. I guess that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Snake gets a wolf puppy.
Yeah.
He gets a wolf puppy, and his name is Dee Dee.
Yeah, which I believe is short for Diamond Dog. I
Yes,
believe
it
that's
is.
where it comes
Yeah,
from.
you find a puppy in the woods, you Fulton him, he gets taken away, uh, and then they do like a time travel, they do like a time skip, and it's a full-grown puppy, and he's close to a full-grown dog with an eye patch. It's just so fucking adorable.
Yeah.
And then they also revealed a video for Quiet, that lady sniper with no clothes who doesn't say anything. Apparently she like disappears or can turn invisible or some.
She has the octo camo from.
Is that what that was? Because I saw some weird skeleton thing when she turned, almost like Wraith in like X-Men in that Wolverine movie when he turned.
I believe it's supposed to be the octo camo from Metal Gear Solid 4.
Is that supposed to be the spin why she has no clothes on? It's like, oh yeah, she needs like the sun or something. She like a plant.
I think there's other like another explanation for that or something. I don't know, it's some typical Kojima, Kojima BS. So who knows? Like, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I still have my Metal Gear collection. I have to go through. I played the first one. I have to play all the other ones. But hopefully by like maybe end of this year, beginning of next year, I'll finally get through all the Metal Gear games. But that's definitely one to look forward to next year when it comes out in its nebulous 2015 release. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see a release date get locked down for that, or maybe just release another type of Ground Zeroes type game. I mean, I think if Metal Gear hits another delay, we'll probably get another Ground Zero. Ground Zeroes, where they just take another chunk of the game and just go like, here, take this for a while.
Ground Zero, so it's just like, here's a 45-minute section of the game, play this, and then just do this, yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like there's gonna be like companions in the game, like people that come with you along missions, because they were showing gameplay footage of Quiet, kind of like in the distance, shooting dudes and tagging dudes. So a wolf puppy.
There are going to be companions in the game. I think another thing I do remember, there were a bunch of details that came out of TGS for the game, and one of the ones I do remember seeing was that I think the companions can die. Have like permanent death, so your wolf pup could die and you could feel horrible about it afterwards. So same thing for Quiet as well. So I think that's going to be the big thing also, is keeping your companions alive. So but yeah, that might be tough.
Nope. Nope. I don't want my wolf puppy to die.
Yeah,
he's got one eye. It's so cute. The multiplayer now looks really cool, where you just kind of invade other people's bases. So it's not quite multiplayer, but I can't wait to make my own kind of like mother base. It's just like a giant death trap of just turrets and wolf dogs running around it. That's gonna be sick. But yeah, Metal Gear, I guess it'll be good. I mean, whatever, it's Metal Gear. You probably don't care, but Star Wars: The Old Republic just revealed that Darth Revan will be coming back in an expansion.
Ooh!
There's a big update. There was a teaser trailer for it showing. Because he's in one of the flashpoints, was the equivalent of like their raids, where you fight someone claiming to be Revan, you fucking kick the shit out of him using your lightsabers and force powers and blasters, and there's a guy disappeared into ghost smoke, and now he's coming back. So they're saying that no, this one is the real, this is Revan, dude. That's the guy who you were in that game where he was, and then it turns out you were him, but he didn't have the memories, and then you became him again after you beat it. Like, yeah, I'm all about that. So go Revan. No release date just yet, but it was just a text, a deadly force returns. So we'll see.
Yep.
Darth Revan. I just want like a Knights of the Old Republic 3. That's kind of what I've been clamoring for.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's one of those sequels we're never gonna get.
You got Old Republic, so that should be good enough. So.
Right. Wow! I can't believe I nearly forgotten. Final Fantasy 15
Yeah,
had a
15.
really cool gameplay demo, like just a cool gameplay trailer. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of dudes in a car just hanging out, and then, hey man, we gotta pull over, let's fight some monsters. A lot of people in zippers and buckles and cool hair, giant swords, just like, hey man, we gotta get from point A to point B, but we gotta stop and
Yeah,
fight.
it was very, very Final Fantasy.
Yes, that
Yeah, and
was
then
the
they
only
also
words I could put in. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy, all right.
it's very fun. Yeah, it's a very Final Fantasy-esque Final Fantasy trailer. But yeah, it looked really cool. I'm not like really big on Final Fantasy, but it looked really cool.
This
And
actually got me excited. Like I did very there were very few times where I rolled through that trailer, which is not typical for like a Final Fantasy game. Normally my eyes are legit just rolled in the back of my head. That's how much I don't care. It's like,
yeah,
oh, it's just a long eye roll at that point when I see a Final Fantasy trailer. But that was, I don't know,
yeah,
that looked really cool because the game was in action, and there was another really cool trailer of just guy just showing off like the graphics engine. It was like, it's a sharp looking game.
yeah.
Will the game be any good? Probably not. I mean, it's gonna look nice.
I think they've learned their lesson after 13, so we'll see. But yeah, and then they
That's
announced
Square.
too.
They never learned their lesson,
They
Ryan.
they one can hope, but as soon as I get a release of Dragon Quest VIII on like Vita or something like that, then I'll know they learned their lesson because I've been waiting for that for a long time. But anyway, yeah, there is going to be there's going to be the demo coming in March with Final Fantasy Type O HD. I think it's going to be coming along with that.
Sure, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that'll be in March that the demo's coming, so you can play it in a couple months.
uh, there's a video for Gat Out of Hell, the Saints Row expansion.
Yes, I saw that before we started recording, so I didn't actually watch it, but
One of the weapons is a couch you can sit on that fires missiles,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
and you can fly, and Johnny Gat could fly. Okay, fine. Like,
Well, I mean, they need to get a step up from the dubstep gun in Saints Row 4, so you know they got to up the ante a little bit. But
I mean, there's a gun that shoots the plague at people, which is kind of neat. So yeah, that looks like it's gonna be kind of it's gonna be kind of fun. I mean, more Saints Row, I can't, that's fine. I mean, the DLC that they've been releasing was kind of crappy, but I love jumping around and flying, just being ridiculous. And you're in hell, you're in New Hades or something, and you're just fucking shit up. The ambulance is called the Rambulance, and instead of saving people, you're running them over.
nice.
Rambulance, get it? Like ram them with a car.
Yeah,
That's
I got it. Yeah.
That's fucking clever. Good on you, Deep
Yep.
Silver. Wasteland 2, that Kickstarter game from that game, people were really
Yeah.
excited for. I guess it's the guys who made Fallout originally. It made $1.5 million after 4 days of release, so I'd say that's great.
Yeah, especially it
It
came
took you
out.
26 years, so yeah, sure,
Yeah.
that's.
It took a long time to come out, so yeah, good on it.
But yeah, that's a lot of money. I've never played a Wasteland game. I mean, it looks like a game I'd probably be into. It looks
There's
like Shadowrun.
there's only two of them, and the first one probably came out when you were like 2 or 3. So
Yeah,
it came out before I was born. So you know, it was like
Yeah, I know some people are really excited about that, but they're also like 10, 15 years older than me. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, man, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with my Dynasty Warriors.
yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Dynasty Warriors, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires and some other nonsense is coming over. See how my news reporting is just terrible, by the way. I'm just like, oh yeah, Dynasty Warriors Empires is coming out. And I love the Dynasty Warriors Empires games. Not to be confused with Dynasty Warriors. That's just the run and the hit dudes. The Dynasty Warriors Empires games, that branch of Dynasty Warriors is it's a Dynasty Warriors game, but with an added layer of strategy.
Oh really?
With a capital S, Ryan, strategy. Okay? You're building up your kingdom, like in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but instead of doing these little battles, which are like, one square moves here, and here's your army, you're there, and that's when it becomes a Dynasty Warriors game, and then you're like, oh, right, this is a Dynasty Warriors game, this is going to be terrible. But I can't stop buying those games, the Empires games. Those are great, so that's going to come out, and I'm thrilled. So thank Jesus for that. And, Brian, how many active users does Steam have, you think?
I'll say more than like 13.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's is it in that ballpark?
That is a good estimate, I'd say. They hit 100 million active users.
Oh wow, I was way off then.
Yeah, a little
no
bit.
surprise there. So
That's a lot of people, but given how popular Steam is, with their sales, and it's a very reliable platform to play PC games on these days. And in fact, maybe the only platform that works because other people have tried. Origin is stepping on their own feet, but they're getting there. Ubisoft has one that just doesn't work. I'm sorry, Ubisoft. I tried. I want to play Splinter Cell Blacklist, but I can't because you keep eating my save. So shut up. But yeah, damn, that's a lot. And there was a 25% increase since January of this year. So in January they said, hey, we got 75 million, and then just a little less than a year, we got another 25 million people. That's a lot. No Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead sequels announced though. You think they would do that? And speaking of Steam,
in 10 years they'll get to it. So
yeah. I think what they're gonna do when the Steam box is official, maybe they'll just be like, here's Half-Life 3 for free. Probably not, but that'd be kind of neat. Or Left 4 Dead, and then make a Left 4 Dead sequel and make that free to play. Like that'd be kind of neat. And speaking of Steam, they got a new curation system. We can be curators of Steam games. I can be like, George's Steam hole suggests you should play these games if you like games of people who punch women who think they're cats.
Yeah.
And then it'll come recommended and come on the list. And already people have been trolling it, saying, it's not a game, just the worst horrible things you can think people can do. Even worse when they allowed players to tag a game. So my favorite was not a game. So yeah, that was fun. That's what Gone Home got, was like walking simulator. I was like, well, that's kind of funny.
Just waiting for all those social justice warrior tags to get on there, So it'll happen. So it's like.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would like to know ahead of time if a game is just incredibly racist or sexist. I'm like, oh, that might actually sell it for me. I was like, let's see how racist this is. But yeah, that seems fun. So the popular curators will be put on the main homepage. So I guess at some point it goes on on a popularity system. So the ones that aren't clearly trolling you are gonna have more face time than others. And it's a good way to. I like the curation in theory, just because it puts a lot of games in the forefront that don't get that kind of attention. Because Steam does have really poor curation. It's like if you just want to randomly kind of look for cool games, they kind of get buried since it is 100 Steam releases every week. It's
the same problem as the Apple Store. The Apple the iTunes Store, where there's just so much content that it's just really hard to properly curate and figure out. Okay, this is stuff I might like. So I think it's good that it gives people the chance to kind of especially for friends or whatever. You could just look and say, oh, what are George's favorite games? Oh, he likes Hot Double Boyfriend. Okay, I'll play that. So it's
yeah, I do. But yeah, good for Steam. Like I said, it's going to be some weird growing pains, but I think it'll work itself out. And Steam loves collecting data, so they're going to see kind of what works, what doesn't work.
We're actually going to be in the process of making one, hopefully for DualShockers very soon. So stay tuned for that once that goes live.
We're going to have a Hot George list.
Yeah, Hot George. It'll just be all George's favorite beard simulators.
All games that features characters named George.
Yeah, and have
Not
beards.
many, actually. I don't think there are many. Assassin's Creed 3, there's George Washington there.
Papers, Please.
Oh, yeah, Georgie. Okay.
Yeah.
I would think any derivative of George is fine, too.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Your Archer in Vandal Hearts, in that RPG. That was always weird. Halo Reach, there's a character named George, spelled my way, which is awesome. So there are plenty of games there.
Lots of representation. So
good, thank God, because I don't think there are not enough people named George represented in video games.
Nope, not enough Georges.
Ryan, and my favorite news: Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Xenoverse. I don't know. Which do you prefer?
I'd probably say Xenoverse.
Okay, let's go with Xenoverse. Yeah.
Anyway, Xenoverse.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse is coming to PC and Steam, and they announced 4 new characters. 4 new characters.
Is it like Golden Goku, Golden Krillin,
No. Players will meet Mira, an artificial creature trying to be the strongest creature in the universe, obviously.
As
and
any
Toa,
character in Dragon Ball Z does, so.
Or Toa, a dark scientist coming from a demonic world, who seems to be up to no good. Who wrote this? I love fucking Dana. I love the way she writes. Oh, we also have the Supreme Kai of Time. Looks like a child, but is far from being this young. He is 75 million years old.
It's pretty old.
He shows up for the first time and seems very closely tied with the bird called Toki Toki, who's a very powerful life form that can produce time. And also there's a character creator there, and this game's also coming on 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS3. And then any PC release I'm good for because that's probably the only way I would play that game. But yes, you can make yourself Ryan. You can finally be a DBZ character. You can make yourself
Oh my
a
God.
Super Saiyan Ryan. How amazing would that sound?
So I can be really constipated and just get
Your
over
hair will
that.
turn gold and your eyes will turn blue, and then you can fly, and you can prolong fights for like 17 episodes.
And then I can make a spirit bomb for like 15 episodes, and just like
this planet will blow up in 5 minutes, and then we're here 3 weeks
20 episodes later.
But yeah, that was my favorite bit. I think we're done. I feel a little rocky. I don't know. I'm kind of a little off my game, Ryan. So I apologize if I wasn't just like
It's okay.
razor sharp.
Fine. So what happens, after
better next week. I promise. I'm gonna be like, damn, look at that guy go. Just to be like, so funny. What the hell happened? But yeah, well, what have you been playing, Ryan? Let's wrap this crap up. What have you been playing?
A lot of Smash Brothers. So that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Dumb question to ask, but yeah,
lots
sure.
and lots of Smash Brothers. I told George before we started, but the night that I got the review code, I played it until 4 in the morning, pretty much when I played it. So I played a lot of it, and then slept a lot, and then played more of it after that. So it's really fun. Other than that, I've been playing more backlog stuff. I finished playing Crysis on Xbox 360, the original one. Which was I was gonna say because I had it on my 360 and I hadn't played it. So
wait, did you have the digital copy or you had
I had a digital
copy?
I had a digital copy of it. Yeah, I mean, granted, that's not the best game to play on 360, as opposed to PC, but it had its moments. It was fun. It was like a goofy, fun, like dumb Far Cry. Basically, was pretty much what it was. And then I also, one of my other Blast from the Past I've been playing is Heavenly Sword on PS3.
Nice.
Because I never got around to playing that. It's pretty fun. It's a kind of a janky God of War, but goddess of war. But yeah.
I love that. That is a great box score. It is a janky God of War.
Yeah, janky God of War, pretty much. But it's fun. I was to say it hasn't aged very well because it came out 7 years ago. So it's like I was to say back then. I remember it was just funny when I remember when the game was coming out and everyone was hyping it so much and they were like, "This is gonna be the best game ever." And then there's like these little dudes running around and they look poorly animated and it's like this is not aged well. But yeah, mostly Smash Brothers. So that's it for me. So
yeah, I felt that same thing about Metal Gear Solid 4. Like when it came out, it just blew me away. And then playing it, and when I played it again recently, it was like maybe a few months ago. The controls themselves, I'm like, I don't even know how to fucking play this game. These controls make no sense because you can crawl like that and you can hang off stuff, and I don't know how to do any of that.
Yep.
But you can smoke.
Yeah. Yep. It's the important things in life. So, what have you been playing?
I just wrapped up D4. I've been dancing my ass off with Dance Central Spotlight for review on Xbox One, and I'm also playing FIFA 15 for the Xbox One. I'm also doing it for review. It's a soccer game. And I played FIFA 14, and when I played FIFA 15 and did a match, I kind of had to do a double take and be like, am I playing FIFA 14? Because it looks pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Aside from some really cool presentation stuff, so now the crowds, they look like people instead of really round-faced, scary mannequins moving around. I do notice that the presentation value is kind of upped during the game itself, but it's this identical menu from the last game where I was like, let me boot up because 14 is available now on EA Access. So I went back and was like, it's the pretty much same game. So I need to really dive into it. I only did one match and I was just like, hey, I think it's okay. I'm like, it's a really good soccer game and they haven't deviated from that, which is great. But they haven't really done much to kind of differentiate. So it was like, hey, we're super different this time. It's like, I don't think you are.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the damned if you do, damned if you don't thing about sports games is you change it too much, then people get pissed, or you don't do enough, then people get pissed. So
well, it was like when FIFA made the move to give the ball its own independent physics, as opposed to the ball's just gonna stick to whoever's closest to it. So, when we want to do a long pass, sometimes the ball just gonna go off on its own, which is kind of neat. But you do get some kind of weird, kind of glitchy things because everything has its own physics, so the ball just kind of do some funny stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people are like, "This is bullshit. You can't play this game." Blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm playing it right now. If you like soccer, you probably will get this game regardless of review. So there you go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more games. I was able to import my character from last year. He uses the game face, so I was able to put this face in the game. I'm on the New York, New Jersey Red Bulls. That's the center, obviously. And
Obviously.
I'm a goal scorer. Just letting you know, Ryan. I'm what they call a finisher. I'm just give me the ball. There'll be a goal. All right. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna score a goal.
Yep.
Finish it, Ryan.
Finish that. Finish it.
Finish that.
Finish it.
And speaking of finish, I think we're done, man. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. Also, if you want to buy a podcast, slightly used, low miles, only 200 and. I will settle for $2 billion. I can talk. You can talk me down to $2 billion.
It's a fair price.
To sell you a slightly used ShockCast, I will go down that. I'm shooting myself in the foot, but you know what? I'll do you a favor if you like what you see. You know, you can try it out. Go for it. You know,
what about if 1.99 billion?
All right, now you're just kind of being that guy, and no one likes that guy, Ryan. Just letting you know. But yeah, but before we go, as become tradition in the George Regime podcast, it basically just means George has sold out. Ryan, you know what time it is?
Game time.
Okay, Ryan, it's time to buy a goddamn T-shirt from our website.
Oh my God, you're right.
Our public profile. And right on DualShockers.com, you too can get a new Mario periodic table. Ryan, it's the periodic table shaped like Mario.
I see that, and it's pretty
impressive. See that, right? You were a science kid, right? You like the science.
Actually, so, yeah, I didn't really, but yeah, I'll anyway. Go on.
Ryan, you're really ruining my commercial. All right, just letting you know. You can get a Solid Snake in a box. Because he likes boxes. You can get whatever color you want. You can specify the gender and size. We've got 3XLs. We know some of you are very big boys and girls. We have 3XL, so you can just wear your sneaky snake with confidence. Just wear it, enjoy it. You can come at me, bro. There's Scorpion and Sub-Zero. There's Mario lighting a mushroom in a fire for whatever reason. Everything you need to make your nerdy wardrobe everything you've ever wanted to be. How's that sound, Ryan?
Sounds pretty good. I could use some more geeky T-shirts, my geeky T-shirt collection. So
you don't sound enthused at all. Just you're doing the commercial wrong. When I say, "Hey, Ryan, we're gonna sell T-shirts," you'd be like, "Oh, dude, where do I get these T-shirts from? How much are they? What? My mind is. I want to buy T-shirts. Tell me more, George. We'll work on it next week. Don't worry about it, Ryan. Don't worry about you guys."
What George said. What George said.
Exactly. Yeah. This was ShockCast 188. Sure, I'm gonna start making up numbers and start putting in letters and just really start fucking with people. I was your host, George Jimenez, staff writer at DualShockers.com, and I was joined by the ever loyal Smash Brothers expert. I'm gonna say he's an expert. I mean, if you need a Smash Brothers expert or a consultant, you need to reach out to Ryan. Ryan, you have a great evening. Say goodbye or something.
As long as you don't play as like Meta Knight or characters that I really don't like in Smash Brothers, then we're okay. But as soon as you pull out that Meta Knight, I'm gonna it's gonna go down. Just saying. So.
That's some strong words of Meta Knight hating coming from Ryan. Everyone have a fantastic evening. We'll see you next week. I might have a special guest. I know I said that last week, so then that made me a liar. But I might have we might have a special guest next week.
We might have a special guest.
We will maybe have a special guest next week.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.